Good morning and hello, guys. This is Dating Woes podcast, produced, written, created by me, Nyambi Freeling Ingram. And today's episode, I'm going to talk about TW. Yes, TW is a pretty interesting topic, and without further ado, I'm going to get into this TW story. So, TW. I've known TW since high school. I met TW in Alabama. TW went to a different high school than mine. He's a year older. We met, I can't remember, I think we met out somewhere. I think it was at either the skating rink or in the mall, because that's usually where I met people when I lived in Alabama, especially when I had a car and was driving around. So we briefly dated in high school. He was cool, really cool guy. We got a chance to kick it a lot. And he was really fun, I would say. Pretty cool guy. Birthday's in February. We had a lot of fun, and I would just say, overall it was just a cool experience. So I would flash forward to, because that was like circa like 1999-ish when I met him. So I'm gonna fast forward to 2008, 2009. I would say it was about 2008-ish, it was 2009, when TW joined Facebook. And TW hit me up on Facebook, was like, hey, I haven't seen you in forever. I always wanted to like hook up with you. I always thought you were beautiful. I'm glad I found you again. What's up? I would love to talk to you again. And so at the time, I had actually got out of a relationship with another story I'm going to tell about someone I was dating. But I briefly got out of that relationship with him. And I wasn't dating anyone at the time. And this was like the summertime. So I was like, do I want to date him? I was like, yeah, I remember him in high school. He was really cool. He was really cute. He was pretty tall. I was like, well, let me see what this guy's talking about. So I gave him my phone number and was like, hit me up. So we began talking. And we would talk like all the time. He would text me when he was at work, because he was working, I think he was working for the railroad, at the time. So he was making really good money, and he had a really odd schedule because he was working for the railroad. So we, communicated, we talked a lot, and I was like a night person, so we would often talk late at night while he was at work and stuff. So it was really cool. Getting to know him again, basically as adults, because we both went to school, did other things. So it was like well after the time that we met each other. So it's been a brief minute. So, it's like catching up all over again, like meeting somebody new, but it's somebody that you spent time with before. So, it was a cool experience. So he was like, I'm going to be off next weekend and I would love to come see you. To see like if I really want to be with you, and let's see if this thing's going to work out. And I was like, you know what, we should, because we've been talking this whole time. We were talking for like a month or two. And I was like, you're only 3 hours away from me, so hey, let's go. Because I was living in Nashville at the time, and he was living in Alabama still. So he was like, okay, let's do this. So we picked that weekend, and he was like, I'm going to drive up there as soon as I get off work, and I'll come spend the rest of the weekend with you. And I was like, okay, cool. So as he got off work, it was like 10 o'clock at night, so it was gonna be 3 hours. So he wasn't gonna get to me till like well after midnight at 1 o'clock-ish, depending on how fast he drove. So I was like, all right, cool, let's I'll see you when you get here. So I just so happened to be hanging out with my homeboy, who stayed down the street from me. So I would frequently go to his house and stay over there for a little bit of time, smoke hookah. He had a projector, so I would watch like TV on the projector and stuff and hang out. Then another one of his homeboys came over, and we was all kicking and having a really good time and stuff. Because I was waiting for him to get there. And crazy thing about it was, while he was on the road headed up, there was a huge accident on 65, which he had to stop his car and physically get out his car and was like talking to other people and stuff. It was a really bad accident, and it was in the middle of exits, so it was no exit that was close enough for people to get off the interstate. So people were literally stuck on the interstate, especially if you know 65. It's like points where there's no exits for a couple miles. So he was like stuck in one of those points. So it was really crazy. and he ended up getting delayed for like almost 2 hours from his really bad accident that happened. So I ended up chilling with my homeboy, staying at his house, well past the time I thought I was going to stay. So then finally he told me when he hit downtown, and he was like, I'm almost there. I was like, cool, let me go back home. So I went back home. He got there, and, we had a great time catching up and everything. It was cool. Of course, you have pillow talk. So he was talking about how much he, was falling in love with me, how much he really wants to be with me again, how he was, so happy that we linked back up. This is what he always wanted, and he was just so happy to be with me. I mean, he was telling me, everything. He was going on and on and on, he wanted to propose to me. And, literally, that next morning, he was like, you know what, I really think that, we should move forward in our relationship. I'm really happy with you, and I'm glad I got a chance to spend this time with you and everything. And honestly, I don't mind moving to Nashville because, hey, they got railroads and stuff up here or something, or we can figure this out depending on where you want to move and stuff. But he was like, I really want to spend the rest of my life with you. I'm really, I'm really, loving this right here. He was spinning to me, basically. And he was like, I go get you a ring. He was like, I'm so serious. He was telling me all these things, and I'm just I was like, all right, I'm in my 20s, and I'm just this is earlier than I thought I was going to get married. I mean, 24, 25, I'm just yeah, I wasn't really looking for a husband at the time. I was having, enjoying my time in my 20s. And, I was thinking 28, 29, I might get married or something. But I was like, all right, this is cool. He has a really great job, makes really good money. He likes to travel. I mean, hey, let's do this, And remember, he had, I think, one kid at the time. So I was like, we can do this. This is something I'm looking into, This is interesting, especially after me getting out of a really bad relationship. I'm like, well, hey, I'm going to jump into this new one. So that next day we went out to eat, hung out in Nashville. TW and I went, to the movies, took him downtown. I mean, we had a great time. So then it was time for him to leave on that Sunday. So he ended up leaving later Sunday night. And, we kissed, hung out. It was really great. It was actually one of the best date weekends that I've had, meeting with somebody that I, knew but didn't kind of know kind of thing. It was kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it was a really cool, weekend, basically. So then he goes back, and we still communicate. We're still texting each other. We're still calling each other like we normally did and everything. And it was all cool. And then, I didn't hear from him on the following Friday. And I was just because normally he said he was going to come back up if he could make it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I didn't hear from him Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. And I'm just well, maybe he didn't have cell phone signal or something. I was just thinking, whatever. I was working too, so I wasn't really paying that much attention. And I was still hanging out with my friends and stuff. And I was just well, he was kind of weird. He went, from calling me every single day, texting me every single day to, nothing. So I'm calling, I'm texting, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm really trying to figure out, he's not saying anything back. So I'm just what's going on? This dude was talking about proposing to me, and, he want to be with me and stuff. And, then it's he doesn't call me back. And I'm just this doesn't make any sense to me. What's going on? So then I go on Facebook. And one thing I will say about Facebook is Facebook has really helped me figure out people and what they got going on in their lives. Facebook is the best thing ever created. And some advice that I would give you, ladies, when you're dating somebody, if the man does not want to add you as a friend on Facebook, you need to check that out. It's a problem for that. It's going to be another story about that situation, but hey, that is something that's a problem. Trust me. So I'm on Facebook, and I'm just scrolling through, looking at posts and everything with my friends, and I see a post that he was tagged to. And at the time, you didn't have the way to stop photos from being tagged on Facebook, so it automatically populated whatever picture you were tagged to. So I see TW, and then I see him in a tuxedo, and I see some lady next to him in a wedding dress, and I'm just what? So I look in there, and I see all these photos. So I click on the person that tagged it, and it was congratulations, TW and some lady. And I'm just what? This man literally got married that weekend, y'all. I kid you not, he got married the next weekend. So I guess he treated me as his bachelor party kind of situation or whatever, his last hurrah, whatever, I don't know. But the thing that made me so mad is why even lie and say that you wanted to marry me and that you wanted to be with me, and why would he say all these things and literally the next weekend he get married to somebody? It was like the craziest thing in the world. And I'm just like, are you serious? Are you? I was so mad and so hurt, but I'm glad I have friends that were able to like help me through the process and stuff. But it was just like, dang, literally, like you tell me you want to give me the world and you want to be with me because you happy you found your wife, but you weren't talking about me, you talking about some other woman, and you were just living out your fantasy of being with me because you never like hooked up or anything in high school. So I guess it was like you always wanted to do the thing, whatever kind of situation, and that's what he, I guess, wanted to do or something. But the simple fact that he had to lie, it was so weird. Like, I don't, it was crazy. But yeah, that's my TW story. Yes, it is a true story. It happened in 2009. But yeah, that's why I say, like, if people have issues with adding you on Facebook or social media or Instagram or whatever they have, and if they try to only snap you or something, then let's just say that is a problem and they're trying to hide their family or their fiance or their wife or something. So definitely take a look at that and take it with a grain of salt when they give you some lame excuse of why they don't add you. I had this one dude tell me he didn't add me because his mom was on his Facebook and his sister, and they judged him or something, which was a total lie because he was married. So yeah, pay attention. Pay lots of attention. But I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode. I think I forgot to say this episode 13. Lucky 13, right? Crazy 13. So this is episode 13, TW story. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate all the support I'm getting from everyone. I've got nothing but great feedback, and I'm just so happy. You can definitely hit us up at www.datingwoes.com. You can follow us on Instagram and social media, the Dating Woes Podcast, Twitter, dating_woes. You can also follow me, Nyambi, at nyambithegreat.com or www.nyambithegreat.com, or follow me at nyambithegreat.com on all social media outlets. Thank you so much. You all have a blessed day, and peace.